Hello and welcome to another abominable math video. Today we're going into very abominable territory, the standard form. I mean, who came up with this? I don't know. Anyway, the standard form is used to write big numbers such as 6, 7, or maybe 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, or maybe 6, 6, 7, 7. Yeah, you get the idea, don't you? Right, and big numbers are used for all sorts of things, such as weighing whales. Whoa, whoa, super heavy. Yeah. Or maybe the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, but anyway, you can use big numbers for all sorts of things. Okay, so they're massive, right? And sometimes they are so very big, so very massive that, scientists have to find a way to write them down because otherwise they would go crazy. All right. And also, so these are the big ones, yeah? And next to the big ones are the tiny numbers. And the tiny numbers start with 0. 0. I don't know, 6, 7 or 0.0667 or 0.167. See where I'm going? So they're all very small and they all start with a happy little 0 and a decimal point next to 0. So there we go. So we have the very large and the very tiny. And this is why we need the standard form. Yay! Right. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. Right, so next we're going to see how on earth they're going to do this, the little scientists, yeah? Right, let's have a look. So let's use the green number, green pen. Imagine a number that starts with, like, I don't know, 6, 6, I don't know, 7, maybe, I don't know. And then we would have a decimal point right here, right? After the last number, right? Like 0, 0. Okay. Well, the standard form has to start with that. A number between 1 and 9.9. This is the rule. The first number. So let's have a look. When we look at this, right, we can read 667. That's far too big, okay? So if we move the decimal point, we have 66.7. It's a bit smaller, but it's not really between 1 and 9.9, is it? So if we move it again, we get 6.67. And this is what your teachers want you to do. Okay, so let's write 6.67, which is between 1 and 9.9. And, wait for it, times 10. And it's always times 10. It's always times 10. If you have to write in standard form, it's always times 10. Now, what did we do? We started here, 607 decimal, yeah? And we went here. So how many spaces is that? Let's have a look. 1, 2. Okay. So basically, this is going to be to the power of 2. Okay. This is because it was a big number and we reduced it into standard form. Okay. Now for a small number, for a little tiny number, right? We're going to use a bit of orange, such as 0.00607. Why not? Okay. So obviously this is a tiny number, yeah, because it starts with a 0, right? So we're going to use the same method. Where's my eye? Oh, sorry, my decimal point. Okay, so, but first we need to find a number between 1 and 9.9. Okay, so my eye is a bit big here. So if we do this, so, okay, if we had the decimal point here, if I had left enough space, right, that would make 6.07, which is between 1 and 9.9. Okay, so we're going to start writing this. 6.07 times, can I hear you say times 10? Because it's always times 10, right? And what's happened between this decimal point and this one? It's basically gone 1, 2, 3. Okay, and because it's a tiny number, it's going to be -3 because 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and because it's a small, happy, tiny number. When it's tiny, it's a minus. Okay, right. So this was going from a big number to standard form, or a small, tiny number to standard form. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite. We're going to go from a standard form, such as 6.767 times 10 to the power of 3. So that's going to be a huge, huge number because this is a +3, yeah, not a -3. Okay, so we're going to enlarge it, yeah. So we're going to, the decimal point is here, and we're going to make it large by 3 spaces. Okay, so we're going to go, let's try a new pen. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to be our new decimal point. Okay, and the number we need to write is therefore 6767. Can you see? Right, because this is the way it should be written, because 1, 2, 3 spaces, and it's a big number, so it can't start with a 0. Yeah, right. The decimal point is watching you, so let's behave. Right, what if we start with a small standard form number? 6, 7 times 10 minus 4. Now we know it's going to be a tiny number because it's a -4. Okay, so we're going to start writing the number. So we're going to, sorry, we need the I. There you go. The I is here, and we're going to go that way by 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the decimal point, sorry, the I, yeah, it's moving here. Okay, we add the 0 here, and we fill the gaps with zeros. That's your new decimal point. Okay, therefore the new number is, because we remove this one, 0.00067, and as you can see, it's the tiniest number ever, and it looks very happy. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was clear enough. Just remember, if it says minus something here, it's the tiniest number, and it will start with a 0 as an ordinary number. Okay, and always start at the decimal point and move it left or right, depending if it's a big number or a small number, right? So for the big number, we moved it this way, and then for the tiny number, we moved it that way, left. Right, enjoy and have a lovely day. Bye. Happy horrible math. See you.